Common's sophomore album secured his spot in the hip-hop circuit during the mid-90s, and he has now reflected on what inspired him to up his game back then. During a chat with Miss Info at EatsCon on Saturday, July 13, the Chicago native recalled how the veteran media personality played a part in his rise. "I was close to finished," he said about Resurrection, which was released in 1994. "That album won't be what it is if I hadn't gotten that NAS ILLMATIC early copy from Miss Info. I went back in the lab, I saw the level that we needed to function at, and it's amazing." About his new joint album with Pete Rock, the 52-year-old added, "Pete Rock, who produced The World Is Yours, is now in our live performance. We played The World Is Yours and I get to rhyme one of my rhymes from Resurrection over that beat, so it's kind of a full circle." Last year, Men's Health published an interview with Common in which he reflected on hip-hop's arduous journey and the role Nas played in bringing it to where it is today. "I remember being at a performance and then walking outside of the show, and this dude came up to me, and he said, 'Common, I really love your music. I want to tell you that your song Retrospect for Life made me decide to have my kid,'" he began, illustrating the importance of writing songs that people can connect with. "I wrote that song because I had been through that experience, and there was a moment when I was on the way to the abortion clinic, and the mother of my child decided, we can't do this again, because this was after already having one abortion. Let's figure out whatever we have to do." That situation showed when you receive experiences from a place of truth, it just resonates in a different way. He then circled back to the person who opened the doors for artists like him, saying, "That's why we related to when Nas talked about what he talked about on ILLMATIC. He experienced it, and the way he told it was just beautiful. In One Love, he talks to his boy in prison. That's one of the greatest songs ever written." Prior to that, he credited the Queensbridge MC with changing his outlook. "His mentality was on a whole other level, so it just made me start thinking on a different level," he said during an appearance on the Bridge podcast. "ILLMATIC is one of those things. It was like, okay, and I was probably 20, 21, that was like life-changing for me." The rap veterans have collaborated twice over their careers. In 2004, Common and Nas were featured on the remix of Jadakiss Y, alongside Stipes P and Anthony Hamilton. A few years later, in 2011, Common dropped The Dreamer/The Believer, which featured Nas on the track Ghetto Dreams. The pair were even in talks to do a joint album, Nas.com, which Common spoke about with NME in 2019. "We actually talked about doing an album together," he told the outlet. "We were gonna call it Nas.com, but we just never buckled down to do it. We never really sat down and started working on it. And to be honest, a lot of my time and focus was on finishing films."